over Shabbos from Thursday to Shabbos over Shabbos because the whole lulav. Now, boys, we're jumping right to hadas. I told Olam I have hadasim in my house, and I forgot in the water. I have to bring it tomorrow. Hadas, hagazol. If you have tomorrow, boys, it's gonna be yavish. We have good shilas. Hadas hagazol. If you have a stolen hadas, yavish, dry one, puzzle. It's puzzle.
No, except for one difference.
Shela sheira. So boys say the Ilm's already asking questions. Wait. Shela sheira. No, don't joke. This is a big question. That's a big question in the Mishnah. Shela sheira v'shel irani dachas. If you have a sheira from an ashera tree that was worshipped from an avodah zarah, irani dachas is it's part of a city that the whole city worshipped avodah zarah. The city gets destroyed. Puzzle. Nektam roishai. If the top was cut off. Nifritzu alav. If the leaves. The top of the hadas snipped off. Nifritzu olav. If the leaves fell off, So here you have the stem. The leaves fell off the stem. Nifritzu means spread apart. Nifritzu means that they fell off. Yeah, they detach. Exactly. Yeah.
And then you tied it back on.
So that's a good shayla. Rashi doesn't say that. Rashi says noshu. They just fell off. Fine. So oishahaya anavav. Or the berries, merubois me'alav, or if the berries were more than the leaves, it was very common. The Olam doesn't realize that. We all don't realize that our hadasim are unbelievable hadasim. We got gorgeous hadasim. The ones I really want to bring the ones in that I had to show you that the ones I have are hadasim, but they're not anything like the ones that we have now. The ones we have now are gorgeous. You can buy the ones that it's perfect. The whole thing is covered. $30 a house. Says the Mishnah. Puzzle, all that's puzzle. If the berries are more numerous, if the berries are more than the leaves, or nifsu Allah puzzle. Berries on the hadas min, it grows berries, green, maybe black berries on the actual part of the plant. The hadas plant, it grows berries. Miaton, and if you plucked off the berries, miaton, you plucked off the berries. Kosher. If you plucked off the berries, it's kosher. Tomorrow, and we're going to be discussing a lot of pulling off the berries. When you pull it off, very geschmack. So yeah. What? The ain memated be Yom Tov. You can't pull it off on Yom Tov though. We'll see exactly what happens if you pull it off. No, because if you pull it off on Yom Tov, there's a rabbanon. It's called mesakin mana. You're making a kli. Here's not a kli, but you're making something that wasn't ready. So you're fixing something that what? Where do we have this idea?
We have it with you're making a new. It's a new min. It's a new.
Well, here you're saying here the word is that you have something.
We had that in the second paragraph with the kalim.
It's like incomplete
with tuma. We had it with tuma.
It's like that's what it is. It's like it's like yeah. So
didn't we have it with tuma also? We had it in the second paragraph.
You name my berries.
Tuma in the second parak. If you're having a mind, So this is Masaka Mana means right now it's not good. You're fixing it. It says the Gemara. Ton Rabbanon. Look at this. Anaf eitz avois. That's the quote. Anaf eitz avois. That's the quote. You can put that in quotes. Anaf eitz avois, which means a branch from a braid. The Kentama tell me what the word plated means. Plated. Plaited.
What's the whole sentence?
It means plated. Really means braided. And I'm not familiar with the word plated. Anyhow, anaf eitz avois.
If you look, I think the knights, the armor used to be plated with different pieces of metal on top of it. I think that's what it was.
Very good. There you go. So, boys, anaf eitz avois. Make a dash. Sha'anafov, that it's leaves. Sha'anafov, this is the drosh that they make. One of the requirements of the hadas is this, right? This that we learn from the pasuk. Anaf eitz avois. From the word anaf, we learn sha'anafov, that its leaves chayfenes eitzai, that the leaves cover the branch. When you see tomorrow,
anaf mean? What does the word anaf mean?
So anaf means a leaf. Eitz avois means from the braided tree. So we're learning now. We learn from the word anaf that the word anaf teaches us shanafav chayfenes eitzai. that the leaves cover the stem. Okay? So one of the traits of ve'ezahu, and which species is that? Which species is it that the leaves cover the stem? Havi omer zahadas.
How about a lulav also?
1 second. This is a hadas. I want to show, again. I feel I'm thinking of my hadas in my house right now. If you take a good hadas from tzfas, you see the ones you can't see the stem because it's just covered all the way to the top. The one I have in my house, you can see the stem. Then you ready? Everybody say? Period. So Rabbi said, says the Gemara. Period. Yeah, put a period. Zehadas. So the Mishnah says, Tan Rabbanon Anaf Eitz Avos, and we make a drasha. Sha'anafav, that its leaves, Chayfet es Eitzai, the leaves cover the stem. Kama ve'ezahu, question mark. Which species is this? Havi omer zehadas. This is a hadas. Okay. Period. The Gemara asks, ve'ema zesa. Maybe an olive branch. I wrote on the side that the leaves cover the branch. The leaves cover the stem. Ve'ema zesa, and maybe it's an olive branch. The leaves cover the stem. So now, right? Question mark. Ve'ema zesa, and maybe it's an olive branch. The Gemara answers, be'inan avos. It needs to be braided. Braided means that the leaves are interlocking, intertwined.
I thought it wasn't that it's, yeah.
Braided means you have three, and they all overlap each other. So you have all these leaves all on top of each other. So be'inan avos veleka, and the olive branch isn't. The olive branch is not, the leaves are not intertwined, meaning you could have a lot of leaves that they cover the whole stem. But it doesn't mean the pattern is intertwined. Let's say you have long leaves, and somehow the whole stem of the olive branch is covered. But the way the leaves rest, they don't rest on each other. It's not intertwined, right? So that's not that's like in the Mila, right? Ve'ema, period. Ve'ema dolva, and maybe it's a chestnut branch.
Heck is that?
Why? What's it?
Chestnut branch is that it's braided? Question mark. A chestnut branch which is braided, right?
The other thing.
The Gemara answers, be'inan enough of chayfenes eitzoi, kama veleka. You need also another requirement that the leaves cover the wood, veleka, and that doesn't exist. It's not, and it doesn't have that. The chestnut branch does not have that. Okay. Now the Gemara says, ve'ema hirduf. Maybe it's the hirduf plant. The hirduf plant, I tried finding out. The only thing I found out, I don't have the name for it. And I see that people just quote it as the hirduf plant. The only bit of information I have is that when Moshe Rabbeinu wanted the water to become sweet, he threw the hirduf branch in and it made the water sweet. So at least we just know that this is the way we find the hirduf. So the aim of hirduf, maybe it's the hirduf plant. So Amar question mark.
It's prickly.
Which, and I wrote on top of my Gemara, the aim of hirduf, which has both qualities. The hirduf has both qualities. The branch is covered and it's braided. Again, we're reminded is how the Torah doesn't say any of the species. We're always left to figure out which one the Torah is talking about. What's a lulav? What's esrog? What's this?
Everything you get a mitzvah.
Torah doesn't say esrog. We have to figure it out. It doesn't say does it say lulav. We have to figure out. We have to kapus tamarim, kapus, kofus, hadas. Does it say hadas?
But by the way, when it says that Anaf Eitz Avos, that only teaches us the leaves need to cover the stem. It doesn't mention braided.
No, avos. The word avos means braided. Being an avos. The word avos means braided.
Avos means leaf.
Yeah. It has both. Here that has braided and it covers the stem. So Amar Abaye says, Rabbi Sai, we saw this before. Derecheh darchei noyam. Derecheh darchei noyam kama veleka, and this isn't. And I wrote the leaves are thorny. Derecheh darchei noyam veleka, and the hirduf isn't because the leaves are thorny. Nobody wants to hold a hada. Sometimes sometimes you buy now they have cleaner roses, but sometimes you buy your wife a bouquet of flowers and you
No, but if you
and this
are all no, you gotta go to a place that they stick the species.
yes. So, but Rabbi Sai, but Rabbi Sai.
It's like
Yeah.
Thorns.
Yeah. So okay. So Rabbi Sai, the chedach no is no. Yeah. You have to
you
know.
buy the ones with the thorns.
Okay.
Anyway.
Rabbi
She's a
Sai.
thorn.
Rav Omar.
Oh, wow.
Jump right into it. Rav Omar.
You're on recording.
Rav Omar. You ready? Rav Omar.
good
Rav
line.
Omar.
Which one plays that?
Rav.
Listen to your wife today.
Rabbi Tai.
So we found out.
Rav Omar mehacha.
She
Rava
says the
says. Rava says from here. Ha'emes v'hashalayim ahavu. Love. You should love. You should love truth and peace.
Truth and peace.
You should love truth. What?
It's infinity. Musaf.
Yeah. Ha'emes v'hashalayim ahavu. You should love truth and peace. This is a pasuk from Grada from Zachariah. And Rabbi Sai, what's wrong with this? You ready for this?
These
This-
authority things.
It's interesting. That's what I wanted to say. But if you look, Rabbi Say, look for a second at Rashi. Emes v'ashalom ahavu. Look at Rashi. V'zeh einay lo emes. This is not promoting no. Yeah, this is not promoting truth. I'm sorry. V'lo shalom shehu asoy l'sam hamavetz, because it's used in for poisons. The plant is a poisonous plant.
so that's
So
the problem.
interesting. Moshe Rabbeinu took a bitter branch and he threw it into the water and made it sweet.
That's the whole name.
That was all nice. A poisonous branch. Now we're saying. So this, it's interesting. So I would have said shalom. This thing doesn't promote shalom, but why not emes? You're saying very good. In my mind, I thought it was a problem in shalom. Rashi's saying it's also a problem in emes.
No, but you learn from it that a person he's not sweet. You go once he goes into the toilet that is mayim, and then he becomes sweet.
That's from the parsha. That's right. That's what we could say. He's wondering why it's not
That's what the
emes.
Zohar says.
So it says no. He's saying that it's pasha. It says the Gemara. Tana Rabbanan. You ready?
It's not working.
Kalua, Tana Rabbanan says the Tana Rabbanan. Kalua has to be like braided like a braid. Kimin kalia like a braid. Okay?
Also a braid? Avos
Yeah.
is braid and kalua?
Yeah. V'doime
Where does it say the word kalua?
kalua. No, we're just describing kalua. It should be. Again, I saw word plated. I just not familiar with it. Plaited. Kimin kalia like a braid.
You're like the Tesla plate.
So.
Kalua, it should be
K-A-I-D.
like a braid.
So kalua, it should be you can plait it like a braid, or I will braid it like a braid, just because I'm just familiar with those words. V'doime, and it's like l'shalshelas, like interlocking chain. Shalshel is like a chain, like interlocking chain. Everything is
Sounds Junior.
Like the song.
so, which means Rabbi say everything is just kind of linked together. When you see this hadas, it looks like everything is linked together. One row of leaves with the next row. Zehu hadas. This is a hadas. Okay. Rabbi Yezeb. What?
It's the third tarets. Tana Rabbana is the third reason we know.
So this is like, yeah, I guess this is also a description, but he's saying we're not taking anything from the pasuk there.
Right.
Here we're not making any drushes
So
from the
where's
pasuk.
kalua come from?
Right, yeah, exactly. We don't seem to be making any drushes from the pasuk here. Says the Gemara by saying, Rabbi Lezer ben Yaakov, Aymar, look what he makes. He makes a drasha. Anaf eitz avos. Now, just 1 second, Rabbi say. Anaf eitz avos. Eitz, don't write anything in yet. I'll tell you why. Eitz shatam eitzai, that the taste of the wood, uperiyav, and the fruit, shav is equal. Now, they don't take the word. They don't say the word periyav. They don't say the word periyav, right? 1 second. Tishma, 1 second. They don't. They.
What does that got to do with braiding?
Rabbi, I want to tell you something. You have to point this out because no one understands and learns it this way. Because you don't. 1 second. You don't see any comparison in this pasuk to the fruits of the tree. It doesn't say anything about the peiruv of the right, the peiruv of the tree. So if you look on the side, look at the aleph and the goys of the tzionim. There's two other ways to learn it. The ritva, you see the bold letters in there. You see in the aleph over there.
Where? Oh, yeah.
Look at the bold letters.
Or maybe the peiruv is the
Enough
others.
of chayfin as eight. Sorry, that's one drasha that we have, right? Covers the stem. But if you look further down, 2 lines, it says eight shatam eight soy va'anofov, that the stem and the leaves taste the same.
Oh, no,
They have the same type of fragrance, the same type of flavor. The leaves of the hadas will smell like the stem. So my Gemara, I wrote the word on top of the word peirav, I wrote enough of. Because that's the way, who changes that? That is the Rosh and the Rif, and they change that and they make it simpler. So let's jump back to
the
Gemara.
pairs of the
Anaf,
street
one second.
is the point of it is for hadas.
Yeah, but 1 second. 8 anaf, 8 avos. I made a dash. 8 a branch. Shetam 8 and I changed the word to peirav and I wrote on top enough of. Not a
So
peirav.
eights is the branch, the enough of are the leaves.
Yes. So 8 a branch. Shetam 8 that the taste.
But maybe the Paris, obviously from this line here, the Paris will also be the same.
But you can learn that from the pasuk. The pasuk makes no mention of the Paris, so we can't make the drasha. He's reading down the pasuk to make a drasha. In this pasuk, we compare the eights to the leaves. So that's why I wrote eitzai, that it's stem upeirav and it's enough of. I wrote on top of the peirav enough of shava is equal. Have you omer ze hadas? That's a hadas.
And
Enough of is leaves exactly. So because in this pasuk we compare the anaf to the eights. So then we could compare the two, the leaves and to the stem, and they both smell the same. You ready, Rabbi side? Let's hop on a little bit more. It's a kishmak week, Rabbi side. It's
not that these are learned out from the pasuk. It's just what is an avidav?
Here we're comparing the two. We actually in
it's
this
not that we're learning from the pasuk.
we are, because in this pasuk we the juxtaposition, so to say, that anaf to eights, we can learn that there's a comparison. Yeah, when they bring the pasuk, there's usually they're always trying to bring it from the pasuk. So that's why the other Rishonim didn't want to say the word the peirav. Where do you get fruit? Fruit doesn't make no mention. But if you want to say anaf, that we could learn.
Avos is another way of saying anaf.
So no, avos means braided,
Right.
right?
But how you learn that from this pasuk? Anaf,
So anaf eights.
The leaves, no?
So
eights.
right, so we're learning from anaf and eights, the fact that it's together. Anaf eights, that there's a comparison between the anaf of the branch and the leaves and the stem. You're right. Avos is
So Avos brings it together.
Zwei Sachen.
Avos is saying that enough of and eights of is the same.
you get no avos. I don't know. It just here, just the two of them are next to each other. Anaf and eights. There's many different ways you can darshan these two words. So we saw that one holds that that the leaves are covering the branch, they're covering the wood. One holds that they smell the same. But that's what's being learned from the fact that they're together here.
And they
So-
all three have irons.
So Tana, anaf eights avos. Very good. Tana.
What
Oh,
is it equal?
Tana. You ready? 8 avos kosher. Rabbi say, let's hop right. Very geshmak gemara here. Tana, we're looking at Rabbi. Look at this. Rabbi say, 8 avos. 8 avos. A braided branch kosher. Vishay 8 avos puzzle. That's the statement. End of the brisa. Right? Fine. Hechidami avos. What is avos? Now we said braided. What does it mean practically? Hechidami avos. What does it mean? Rabbi Yehuda? Question mark. Hechidami avos is a question mark. What does it mean avos? Yaakov is klar? Klar, straightforward. Hechidami. Now that you're telling me this is an important qualification. I mean the pasuk says so. Rabbi Yehuda says, "Who?" That is the kaimi that you have tlasa. Tarfi, clusters of 3 leaves. Tlasa tarfi, clusters of 3 leaves. What? Who the kaimi that it has? Tlasa tarfi, 3 clusters of 3 leaves. Bikina at one base. Rabbi say this is very, very interesting.
Clusters of 3.
Clusters
We'll
of
go down
3
to the same
leaves,
spot?
bikina
Per base.
right. I know what's saying at each base, which means I'll tell you right now. Rabbi say I want to show you
at one
something.
base.
They meet at one base. Now here, this is machlokes. If you look at Rashi, Rashi says they're coming out of one prick, one thorn, one little spot.
Each stem.
No, look, you have over here. Rabbi, so look at this for 1 second. You could have. Let me just look. I have a pen. Here we go. Oh, if you have you can have on this stick. You can have from one thing. You have 3 leaves all growing out of this one. This is this is what when you look at Rashi. Rashi makes sound that there's one little thing coming out, and all three leaves coming. Most Rishonim Rabbi say don't learn it like that because that's very just same level.
Very rare.
Meaning it's very rare to find one thorn. You have three leaves coming out of it, and you hold and
Is that even like a hither?
That would be.
How would it cover each other?
very odd. So
single row.
How would it cover each other?
people love it. Hot.
Hold on, how's it
You
cover
gotta
each
find
other?
three. Try to get that. People try to get that.
And you gotta find three of them.
So Rabbi say we learn, we learn Rabbi say again. We learn Rabbi say. We learned it has to be one level. Now you should know it's not easy. What's like Rabbi say? People think, dude, Rabbi say if you can get a little bit extra and you're buying a whole set, and he says I'll throw you in free adasim. Be a little wary of that. Don't get some the adasim all like you see them the leaves. If you look at the package, and all the leaves on the bottom.
More point than
You
below.
gotta get three. It's three. If it's one, okay, I can do one.
No,
You
but I
spend
buy
5 hours on one.
buy the package, but make sure that's not one of the packages that you see on the bottom, like a bunch of leaves.
I buy olive.
Buy like a,
Yeah, you're good.
I need one level.
You ready, Afghana? You ready?
One level.
3 years ago.
No.
I picked my own
That's
house
no.
and I
Rabbi
got
say
it.
no. Every level. You have to have the three leaves all coming out at the same level.
Minimum share
So
of 3
this row is all over here. This row all comes out here.
That's impossible.
Let's see. Let's see. Rav Kahana Amar. Rav Kahana says afilu trey, even two from one point, v'chad, and one from either
Different level.
a different level. So two from one level and one from another level, which means you have it just slightly higher. Two and slightly higher. Is good.
It's still coming out of the one.
No. So it's not going to be like that. Here it can't be like that.
Two of them.
Rashi will learn that's coming out of 1 point, 2 coming out of 1 point, and then 1 coming out of 1 point. We're going to learn. We're going to learn that 2 leaves are coming out of 1, and then 1 is drop higher. That's
No. 2 leaves are leveled, and the third one is not leveled.
he's right. The third one is not leveled. Period. That's good. Rav Acha B'rei de Rava, Rav Acha the son of Rava Mahadir, Atrei B'chad. He would go after. He would seek the 2 and 1.
It's like the ones that get the knipple.
No, why? Hayol v'nafek mipume, since it came out of the mouth, meaning this was issued, a psak issued to Rav Kahana, mipume to Rav Kahana, from the mouth of Rav Kahana, which was his Rebbe, by the way. And he wanted to show that Allah was like his Rebbe. Meaning he wanted to
His
show...
Rebbe didn't say to do it. His Rebbe said, I feel it.
I know,
Schnoz matzah.
but you want to show that the Rebbe's sheet is right, you go and you show that.
See your stuff.
Amalei, you ready? Everybody say? So you're good. So Acha B'rei Rava Mahad Yatrei B'chad Hoyel B'nafik Mipum Rav Kahana. Amalei Mar Bar Ameimar the Ravashi. Mar Bar Ameimar. Mar the son of Ameimar told Ravashi, Abba, my father who is Ameimar. Lahu Hadas. Dash Shaita Karilei. That Hadas, the 2 and 1 Hadas, Shaita Karilei. That's a messed up Hadas.
That one? Hadas straight to Kailei. Is it possible?
Yeah, you're saying good. Everybody say, wait a second, you're saying good? Oh, everybody say, I may point out a good, I made the wrong dash. I may point out good. I see from Rashi, we see like Rameir is saying. Shterech Rameir pointing that out. Correction. Lahu. Now make a das. Lahu. To that hadas shaita karilei.
And you have to have.
Lahu. To that 2 and 1, hadas shaita karilei. To that hadas, my father Meimar would call it a hadas shaita. Shterech
You
Rameir.
need 3.
Otherwise, he was calling him a shaita.
Each level.
Yeah. And I want to tell you, if you look at the hadasim, there really are. Now I want to tell you something. Just so you know, by side you can turn it off from Meir. In the Paiskim,